Hello Buttercups! Today I'm super excited to take you on an amazing tour of Oslo, Norway. I have heard it is insanely pretty, with fjords and stuff. And Vikings are so cool. We will be hopping on and off the famous hop-on hop-off bus to explore some of the coolest spots in the city. So buckle up Buttercups, it is gonna be a wild ride. Okay, first stop, we are diving straight into the Viking vibes at the Viking Ship Museum. I am living for this. Can we talk about how these ships are over 1,000 years old? That's older than, everything. It's actually insane how well preserved they are. They look like they could set sail right now. They even found sleds and beds and stuff buried with the ships. Imagine being a Viking just chilling on a ship like this, sailing off to who knows where. From the late 8th century to the 11th century, vast numbers of Scandinavians left their homelands to seek their fortunes elsewhere. These seafaring warriors, known collectively as Vikings or Norsemen, began by raiding coastal sites including Britain, Scotland, Ireland and France, as well as raiding Russia, Iceland, Greenland and Newfoundland. Now I am tempted to do a video about Vikings. Honestly, they were kind of like the original badass explorers. Next up, we're at the Fram Museum. And guys, this place is giving me serious Frozen vibes, but in a cool historical way. You know, not the Disney kind of Frozen, but the real-life, hardcore survival kind of Frozen. The kind that makes you appreciate the warmth of your home and the comfort of modern amenities. This museum is all about polar exploration, and the star of the show is the Fram, a ship that has been to both the North and South Poles. What? Can you even imagine the kind of adventures and challenges this ship has seen? It is like stepping into a time machine that takes you back to the age of great explorers. Can you imagine being stuck in the Arctic for years? The sheer isolation, the relentless cold, and the constant battle for survival. It's mind-blowing to think about what these explorers went through. It is literally a giant block of ice. The environment is so harsh and unforgiving, it is a wonder how they managed to survive and navigate through such treacherous conditions. They have actual clothes and equipment from the expeditions on display, and it's fascinating to see how they adapted to the extreme cold. The gear they used was so rudimentary compared to what we have today, yet it was their lifeline. And it just makes you realize how hardcore these explorers were. They were true pioneers, venturing into the unknown with nothing but their courage and determination. They were out there battling the elements, facing blizzards, frostbite, and the constant threat of starvation. It is a testament to human resilience and the spirit of adventure. Eating penguin meat. Okay, maybe not penguin meat, but they did have to rely on whatever they could find to sustain themselves. Their diet was far from gourmet, but it was all about survival. But you get the point. It's seriously inspiring seeing how they overcame such incredible odds. It makes you appreciate the comforts we often take for granted, and also makes me grateful for central heating and indoor plumbing. Imagine enduring those harsh conditions without the modern conveniences we have today. It is a humbling experience that gives you a new perspective on the luxuries of modern life. The museum also has detailed maps showing the routes these explorers took. It is incredible to see the paths they charted through such uncharted territories. Each line on the map represents a story of bravery and perseverance. There are also interactive exhibits that make the experience even more engaging. You can almost feel the chill of the Arctic wind and the excitement of discovery as you walk through the museum. And don't forget to check out the gift shop on your way out. They have some really cool souvenirs and educational books that delve deeper into the history of polar exploration. Plus, there is also a cozy cafe where you can warm up with a hot drink and reflect on the incredible stories you have just learned about. It is the perfect way to end your visit to this amazing museum. So if you are ever in the area, make sure to visit the Fram Museum. It is an unforgettable experience that will leave you in awe of the human spirit and the incredible feats of exploration. Okay, so the Oslo Opera House is the coolest building I have ever seen. It is all sleek and angular like something out of a sci-fi movie. And the best part, you can walk right up on the roof. The views from up here are insane. You can see the whole city, the fjord, everything. It is the perfect spot to take a deep breath and just appreciate life. Or, take a million selfies for Instagram. No judgment. They also have performances here, obviously, but I feel like the building itself is a work of art. Akershus Fortress medieval times? More like medieval good times? Okay, get ready for some history because we are headed to Akershus Fortress. This medieval castle has seen some things, you guys. It has been around since the 1300s, which is like 1,000,000 years ago. It has been attacked, besieged, you name it. It has even been a prison at one point. But now it is just like a really cool place to walk around and soak up the history. They have cannons and dungeons and everything. It is like stepping back in time. Plus, the views from the fortress walls are amazing. You can see the whole city and the harbor. It is giving major Game of Thrones vibes, but like, less stabby. The Munch Museum, screaming with enthusiasm. Okay, art lovers, this one is for you. We are at the Munch Museum, home to the famous Edvard Munch, the guy who painted The Scream. You know, that painting that everyone and their mum has recreated at least once? It is even more intense in person, let me tell you. But the museum has way more than just The Scream. They have a ton of Munch's other works, and they are all pretty amazing. He was really into like expressing emotions and stuff, which I can totally relate to. I mean, who has not felt like screaming at the top of their lungs sometimes? Just me? Okay. Vigeland Sculpture Park. So many statues, so little time. Guys, the Vigeland Sculpture Park is like the weirdest, coolest place ever. Imagine stepping into a world where every corner you turn, there is a new story being told through stone and bronze. It is a place where art and nature blend seamlessly, creating an experience that is both surreal and captivating. It is basically a giant park filled with hundreds of sculptures, all made by this one guy, Gustav Vigeland. Can you believe that? One artist, hundreds of sculptures. It is like he poured his entire soul into this park. Each piece is unique, yet they all come together to form a cohesive narrative about the human experience. And these are not just any sculptures, they are all super expressive and kind of strange, in the best way possible. You've got people hugging, people fighting, people dancing, and even people just lost in thought. It is like a whole soap opera in stone. Every statue seems to capture a different emotion or moment in time, making you feel like you are walking through a gallery of human life. People just chilling. It is like a whole soap opera in stone. You can spend hours just wandering around, trying to decipher the stories behind each sculpture. Some are obvious, while others are more abstract, leaving you to interpret their meaning. It is a place that really makes you think and feel. The park itself is also really beautiful, with lots of trees and flowers. It is like a little oasis in the middle of the city. The greenery provides a perfect backdrop for the sculptures, making them stand out even more. It is a place where you can really connect with nature and art at the same time. Oslo Fjord Cruise Fjords, more like FJOR-GASMIC. Okay, we are taking a break from all the walking and hopping on a boat for an Oslo Fjord Cruise. And guys, the fjords are even more stunning in person. Imagine like towering cliffs rising up from the water, crystal clear blue water, and cute little islands scattered everywhere. It is like something out of a fairy tale. We even saw some seals chilling on the rocks. They were so cute I almost died. The boat ride is super relaxing, and it is the perfect way to see Oslo from a different perspective. Plus, the air is so fresh and clean, it is like a giant face mask for your lungs. The Royal Palace, living like royalty, or at least pretending to. Next up, we are feeling fancy at the Royal Palace. This is where the King of Norway actually lives, which is pretty cool. Sadly, we did not get to meet the king, but we did get to see the palace guards, who are all dressed up in their traditional uniforms. They are not allowed to smile, which I think is kind of hilarious. The palace itself is pretty impressive, but the gardens are the real highlight for me. They are huge and beautifully landscaped, with fountains and statues and everything. It is the perfect place to like pretend you are a princess or a prince for a day. The Norwegian Museum of Cultural History. It is like time travel but with less risk of paradox. The Norwegian Museum of Cultural History is basically like a giant open-air museum. They have all these old buildings from different parts of Norway, like houses and churches and stuff, all brought here and perfectly preserved. It is like stepping back in time, but without the risk of accidentally changing the future or whatever. They even have people dressed up in traditional costumes, doing traditional things. It is super cool to see how people used to live, and it makes you appreciate how easy we have it today. Like, can you imagine having to chop wood to heat your house? No thanks. I will stick with my central heating. The museum also showcases traditional Norwegian crafts. You can see artisans at work, creating beautiful handmade items just like they did centuries ago. It is fascinating to watch the intricate process and the skill involved in each piece. And let's not forget about the food. There are demonstrations of traditional Norwegian cooking, and you can even taste some of the dishes. It is a delicious way to experience history. The museum grounds themselves are beautiful, with scenic views and lush landscapes. It is a peaceful place to walk around and take in the natural beauty of Norway, while learning about its rich cultural heritage. All in all, the Norwegian Museum of Cultural History offers a unique and immersive experience. It is like taking a journey through time, but without any of the risks or complications of actual time travel. You get to see, taste, and feel history in a way that is both educational and enjoyable. So if you ever find yourself in Norway, make sure to visit this incredible museum. It is a trip through time that you will not want to miss. Alright, before I sign off, there is one more place we absolutely need to talk about. Karl Johans Gate. If Oslo were a living, breathing entity, Karl Johans Gate would be its heartbeat. This bustling street stretches from the Royal Palace all the way to Oslo Central Station. And let me tell you, it is packed with everything you could ever want. Shops, cafes, restaurants, Karl Johans Gate has it all. First off, let's talk significance. This street is named after King Charles III John, and it has been a central artery of Oslo since the mid-19th century. Walking down Karl Johans Gate is like taking a stroll through history. You can almost feel the stories of the past seeping out of the cobblestones. As for attractions, oh boy, where do I even start? The Royal Palace at one end is an absolute must-see. And don't even get me started on the National Theatre and the Parliament Building. Each one is a gem in its own right, and they all add to the vibrant tapestry that makes up this incredible street. But what really sets Karl Johans Gate apart is its atmosphere. The energy here is palpable. So if you ever find yourself in Oslo, make sure Karl Johans Gate is at the top of your list. Trust me, you won't regret it. And with that, my adventure in Oslo comes to a close. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious. Oslo, you stole a pizza, my heart. Okay, so Oslo, you were amazing. Like seriously, I am obsessed. The history, the culture, the fjords. It is all just amazing. I feel like I learned so much, and I ate so much good food. I'm already planning my next trip back. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on this adventure.
Thank you for watching. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. We do like to know and hear your feedback. And if you have the means, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can get early access to our videos and where we post bonus material. Till next time, this is Geeky Tidbits saying cheers and have a good day.